On tonight's show, we were in the Student Center at an event aimed towards helping students relax before the hectic final weeks of classes. Jack Petrucci is joined by Heather Clough from Eastern's Best Buddies Club. Former Vice President Joe Biden officially enters the 2020 presidential race. Ryan Gable is here with updates on Eastern sports teams, including a look at the annual Eastern Track and Field Invitational and a look at the NBA playoffs, including a stellar playoff performance from Damian Lillard. This and more on the April 25th edition of ETV News.
And good evening, everyone, on this Thursday night. It's April 25th. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Maggie Shawes. Thank you so much for joining us.
This past Tuesday, Eastern students Haley Knox and Jacob Dayton were named recipients of the 2019 Henry Bernard Distinguished Student Award. The 31st Annual Henry Bernard Awards Banquet was held at the AquaTurf Club in Plantsville, Connecticut, where 12 outstanding undergraduates from Connecticut's 4 state universities were recognized. The Bernard Awards program is the premier academic recognition event of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities system. To be considered for a Bernard Award, a student must have at least a 3.7 GPA and a significant record of community service.
43 students from Eastern Connecticut State University traveled to Georgia from April 11th through the 13th to present original research at the National Conference on Undergraduate Research. The 2019 conference was held at Kenesaw State University and featured hundreds of undergraduate students from across the country. Eastern students from a range of majors presented artwork, music performances, and other presentations.
Tomorrow night, Eastern's all-female a cappella group, Key of She, will be hosting their annual spring concert. Their performance will be taking place in the Betty Tipton Room of the Student Center starting at 7 p.m. The event is free and open to the public, and refreshments will be served.
Here at Eastern, the university is aware of the pressures that students are under at the end of the semester, and recently CAB put on an event for that reason. ETV News reporter Sammy Honeywell was there to see how students are de-stressing from the last weeks of classes.
On Saturday, April 13th from 9 to midnight, students gathered in the Student Center for a late-night Don't Not Worry event. The Campus Activity Board put on this event for students to de-stress, eat, and have some fun.
In the Student Center, there were many activities that students could partake in. One unique segment included a photo booth ball pit. We asked the Campus Activity Board coordinator on how they constructed the idea for this particular event.
We really wanted students to have an opportunity to de-stress. As everyone knows, April is kind of the craziest month throughout the year, so we figured a fun donut-themed event would be really great for them to come out and enjoy with their friends and also de-stress a little in the ball pit, make a DIY sugar scrub, and just have a great time.
Although the massage chairs, stress balls, and body scrubs were a nice addition, the truth was that most students hopped right into the donut line as soon as they arrived. They were able to choose their own frosting, toppings, and then grab a cup of hot cocoa at the end of it all.
They had all the toppings that I could choose from, and I got to taste it, and it was really good. So this event's really cool.
Do not forget to follow CAB on Instagram at CAB Eastern to keep up with future events. For ETV News, I'm Sammy Honeywell, sending it back to the studio.
State Representatives Susan Johnson, Doug Dubitsky, and State Senator Dan Champagne visited Eastern this past Tuesday for a breakfast in the Art Gallery of the Fine Arts Instructional Center. President Elsa Nunez thanked the legislators for their support in put into the Fine Arts Center, as well as other new or remodeled facilities, as examples of how legislators have helped create a positive environment for Eastern students. She also indicated that Eastern's academic reputation continues to improve and said the school's retention rate of 80% was at an all-time high.
The Connecticut State Colleges and Systems Board of Regents has named 2 faculty members as ECSU as recipients of campus-level faculty awards for 2019. Mark Fabrizi, Associate Professor of Education, won the BOR Teaching Award, and Fatima Pakdil, Associate Professor of Business Administration, won the BOR Research Award. A $1,000 prize comes with each award.
With projects, essays, and finals approaching, Students are stressed out trying to finish up the semester. With these last-minute deadlines, there's one thing that students can look forward to: the change of season from winter to spring. ETV News reporter Alexia Muniz traveled to the Student Center to ask students what their favorite part of the spring season is.
With the school year coming to a close, spring is finally approaching, and we asked Eastern students what their favorite part of the season is.
I love the weather. It's like not too cold, not too warm.
Obviously the weather, because it reminds me of home.
The weather.
Warm weather.
Probably just being able to get out and also just great weather. And it's not like cold and damp.
Being able to go outside and not have to wear 3 jackets.
Enjoy the weather because I like the sun a lot.
The regular stuff, you know, the warmness outside, but also just being able to hang out with my friends, miss class because it's so nice out. Shout out to my professors.
Seeing the green outside, because I hate when everything's dead. I just puts me in a bad mood.
Flowers blooming.
The weather change.
My favorite activity is basketball.
Being outside and reading a book.
I like to feel the warmth of the sun.
Hanging outside.
Go outside, taking walks, hanging with friends as much as possible.
Probably just going on walks and runs outside.
Springfest, that's coming up. The carnival, the fireworks, the slip and slides, the dunk tank, a little promo right there.
I like to play outside with all my friends playing sports.
Fish, go out and swim. Oh, it's kind of cold, but who cares, right?
Playing sports outside with friends.
These next 3 weeks of school will be a perfect amount of time for students to do these activities while enjoying the warm weather. I'm Alexia Muniz reporting for ETV News.
When we come back, Jack Petrucci will be here with another installment of ETV One-on-One as he sits down with Heather Clough on Eastern's Best Buddies Club. Stay with us.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of ETV News' One-on-One. I'm Jack Petrucci, and this week I'm joined by recently elected Public Relations Officer for Best Buddies, Heather Clough. Heather, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
So kind of go into what is Best Buddies.
Best Buddies is a club where people with and without disabilities all come together and we form a big community and help raise awareness and help advocate for those who might not always have a voice.
So how did you personally get started and involved with the club?
I first started in high school and I knew that it was something I wanted to continue with. So when I was doing my college search, that was part of what I was looking for, and I knew Eastern had a club here, so I made sure to join right away.
So in the past and so far, where you have been with the club, what are some of the events that you guys have put on?
In the beginning of the semester, we all went apple picking. We participated in the Best Buddies Friendship Walk at Quinnipiac, and that was the same thing to raise awareness and promote inclusion in the community. We went to a hockey game. We're going to have a barbecue at the end of the year, so we do a lot of fun things. There's a buddy ball every year that people can go to, so there's a lot of stuff.
So you're very invested in this club.
Yes.
But what is your favorite part about being in Best Buddies?
The friendships, definitely. Everyone is so amazing. We all come together and everyone kind of connects immediately because we know it's such a supportive environment, and everyone shows nothing but love for one another. So I would say that's definitely my favorite, is just how quickly everyone is so accepting of one another.
So this club got started before you got
Yeah.
here, but how do you think that in the past and what you've seen here since you joined, how do you think it's impacted Eastern Connecticut as a whole university?
I think it's awesome to have something like this here at Eastern because people may not always think of a club like this, but I think it's awesome for people to be more aware because there's so much that everyone has to offer, and if they got to know certain individuals, they'd see what an inclusive environment it is.
So you are only a freshman, but
Yeah.
you were recently elected to the public relations
Yep.
part of this. What do you hope through your next 3 years, when next year starts? What do you hope when it's all said and done that you do for the club and that you get out of the club when it's all said and done?
Well, I'd like to help recruit more people to join the club. We have quite a few members now, but I think it'd be awesome if more people joined. And in the role of public relations, I'll be kind of taking control over the social media and helping raise awareness about our events so that more people can come. And I know going into special education, this will help me kind of know how to interact with the community and others to help get them involved. So I think it's a really good opportunity to reach out to the public too and show them just what a great job we're doing of promoting inclusion.
And once again, I'm joined by Heather Clough, the next year public relations official for Best Buddies. Heather, thank you so much for the time. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back after these short messages.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
It has been rumored for months, but former Vice President Joe Biden officially announced in a video today that he will enter the crowded Democratic primary field and vie for the Democratic nomination in the 2020 presidential election. Biden said in his announcement video that he hopes to unify a divided nation. Biden was welcomed into the field by one of the over 20 previously declared candidates, California Senator Kamala Harris.
Come on in, the water is warm, Joe. I adore Joe Biden, and I think he has to make whatever decision is best for him. So that would be my response to that. And, it's early in the process, and we'll see as it relates to everybody else how the issues develop. But I think anyone who wants to put themselves out there should do it.
Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York believes that Biden is the candidate with the best chance to win a general election.
Still ball. I would say, and I would hope that Joe Biden would get into the race. I think he has the best chance of defeating President Trump, which I think is the main goal here, right? He has the experience, he has the background. I've worked with him for years. He has the talent. I think he has the personality for the moment. And I think he can unify the Democratic Party.
Questions are already being raised over whether Biden will get the endorsement of former President Barack Obama. Biden saying, quote, "I asked President Obama not to endorse. Whoever wins this nomination should win this on their own merits," close quote.
Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un met for the first time today in the Russian city of Vladivostok. The meeting reportedly lasted almost 3.5 hours. Putin says the leaders spoke about how to improve the situation on the Korean peninsula, among other things. There are no plans for a joint statement or agreement to be made. There was also a reception held which included a toast between the two leaders.
Electric car giant Tesla reported massive losses in the first quarter of 2019. Yesterday it was announced that the company lost $702 million. Their revenue was also down 37% from last quarter. With other car companies entering the electric car market, it gives Tesla serious competition for the first time in the company's history. The company next month plans to release their Model 3 car, a less expensive model. Tesla hopes that the release will create more demand for the cars.
Facebook said on Wednesday it is expected to be fined up to $5 billion from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. It released in its quarterly financial results that the company is anticipating a one-time charge of between $3 to $5 billion in relation to what they call a, quote, ongoing inquiry. Federal regulators are reportedly investigating Facebook's violation of an earlier data privacy agreement. This comes as a result of an investigation opened in 2018, alleging that Cambridge Analytica accessed information from as many as 87 million users without their consent. The United Kingdom hit Cambridge Analytica with a $645,000 as a result of the allegations.
34-year-old James Holzhauer is breaking records during his over 2 weeks on the popular game show Jeopardy! Holzhauer set the single game record for winnings in a single game, earning $110,914 during his 4th appearance on the show. On Wednesday, Holzhauer won his 14th game, ranking in $73,621, bringing his total up to over $1.1 million, placing him second on the show's all-time winning list, behind Ken Jennings, who in 2004 won more than $2.5 million.
And in national sports news, let's send it over to ETV Sports' Ryan Gable, who has an update on the NBA playoffs.
Thanks, Maggie. Welcome to this week's Sports Update. I'm Ryan Gable. The NBA playoffs are well underway and it is starting to heat up. The Oklahoma City Thunder and Portland Trail Blazers has been perhaps the most entertaining series so far. Game 5 in the best-of-7 matchup was played on Tuesday night, with the Trail Blazers leading the series 3-1, looking for the series-clinching win at their home court. Paul George, second chance, his own offensive rebound, hits the corner. That's good. Oklahoma building an early lead in the first. Here's George again over C.J. McCollum, looking for the shot. Hits the fader. That's good from Paul George. Oklahoma City building a big lead in this first quarter. But the Trailblazers wouldn't give up. Damian Lillard, the leader of his team, takes a free. That's good. Damian Lillard drains the free to get his team back in this. Again, here's Curry. Gives to the canter to Lillard for the deep three. That's good. Lillard was hitting threes on fire tonight. Again, here's Oklahoma City. Paul George finds his teammate Russell Westbrook for the corner three. That's good. Russell Westbrook had a big night on Tuesday. And again, here's the Trailblazers looking to get in this. Damian Lillard takes a contested three, drains it, count it. Damian Lillard was on fire. Absolutely draining pretty much everything. The bench is loving it. Certainly a good game from Lillard. Here's transition for the Trailblazers. Finds Steph Curry for the open three. That's good. Trailblazers get their first lead in quite a long time. They're towards the end of the first half. Paul George hits a step back three. That's good. Now for Oklahoma City Thunder going to halftime, only down by 1, thanks to Paul George. Getting into the third quarter here. Here's Damian Lillard. Hits a step back three. Count it. Damian Lillard absolutely draining everything. The man was on a mission. But here's Thunder. Dennis Shore of the pump fake. Gives to Russell Westbrook for the three. That's good. Russell Westbrook had a triple-double in this game, as he usually does. Here comes the celebration. Russell Westbrook gives to Dennis Schroeder. Gets the pump fake three. That's good. Dennis Schroeder giving the lead for the Thunder, establishing a big lead in this fourth quarter. The Trailblazers would not give up. Here's Damian Lillard. Takes a free over Schroeder. Count it. Damian Lillard is absolutely draining every free that comes. He had 10 on the night. Here's Damian Lillard. Takes a traffic layup. Count it. Ties the game with 32 seconds left at 1:15. And here's Damian Lillard over Paul George. 1-on-1. Takes the deep three. And it's good. The Trailblazers win this series 4-1 thanks to Damian Lillard. Hits an absolutely monster deep three to win this series. Move on to the Western Conference semifinals. 118-115. What an exciting game. Damian Lillard was on a different level. 50 points, 10 threes made for Damian Lillard. What a game. After the amazing game from Damian Lillard, he talked about what he was going for when he hit that game winner.
When I was standing there, I was like, I'm going to shoot it. You know, he was a little bit off of me, and I was like, it's enough space for me to just raise up and shoot it for game. And at the last second, he stepped towards me a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to pound, dribble, sidestep, and raise up, you know, and I just had to let it fly, you know, shoot the ball high in the air to give it a chance, and you know, that's what I did.
The Trailblazers won the game 118-115 and win the series 4-1. Move on to the Western Conference semifinals to take on the winner of the Nuggets-Spurs series. Damian Lillard finished the game with 50 points and 7 rebounds for Portland, while Paul George finished with 36 points and Russell Westbrook got 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 14 assists for the Thunder. In Eastern news, the baseball team has been playing some of their best games as of late. They went on the road to take on Plymouth State. Let's just say it was all Warriors, as they won both games of the doubleheader 16-0 and 19-5 in 7 innings. The team played a home game yesterday against Becker College and played stellar again, winning 14-2. The team's next game will be Saturday in a Little East Conference doubleheader against Castleton University. The softball team has had nothing but double headers this past week. First, they hosted one against Trinity College, where they lost 5-4, but they bounced back in the second game, where they took over, winning 10-0. The next doubleheader was Tuesday, where they played Salve Regina and split the doubleheader, winning the first 4-2 and losing the second game 3-0. The team is currently taking on rival Keene State in another Little East Conference doubleheader. The men's lacrosse team has had a quiet week, only playing Tuesday against the Little East Conference opponent UMass Dartmouth. The team lost 11-5, but they are back in action at home for their senior day, Sunday, against Plymouth State. The women's lacrosse team took on Plymouth State this past Saturday. It wasn't the Warriors' day, as they lost 19-3. The team looked to recover against Rhode Island College on Tuesday. They were staying strong, but fell short 10-9. The team's next game is this Saturday in the regular season finale against Keene State. The track and field team had their senior day this past Friday at the 12th Annual Eastern Track and Field Invite. There were many Eastern winners, including ETV's own Kyle Smith, Zach Paracella, Haley Broder, Haley Knox, and Chidibe Nidibe, to just name a few. After the meet, ETV sports reporter Jesse Barco caught up with John Walker after winning the 1,500-meter race.
With John Walker, who placed first in the 1,500. And John, a great time for you. I mean, we don't know it quite yet, but we know it's a pretty good one. And how did it feel coming out of that race?
Well, it felt good. Kind of tried to hold back first 300, let that guy take it out. It's a pretty windy day. Last two really started to kick it in, and it turned out to be a great race.
And of course, Little East Conference play coming up soon. And that's sort of where you really want to hit your peak and really qualify for those New Englands. So what do you look to improve upon before then?
Well, I guess I kind of have to focus my attention towards the 5K come LECs. Right now my current time is 6:22. I look to improve that during LECs, so it should be a good race.
All right, awesome.
Christina Gosselin was part of the winning 4x4 team. Jesse Barco had a chance to talk to her after her race.
Christina Gosselin, after she just won the 4x4, and a great accomplishment at that. And how do you feel coming out of that race?
I feel really good. I knew it was going to be a tough race. We had Bridgewater State and UConn's club team with us. And it's the second to last race of my career here at Eastern, so I really wanted to push myself, and everyone did really well.
And of course, LEC's sort of where you want to peak. How do you feel about where you are right now, and what do you need to improve upon before then?
I'm running my best time so far this season, and I'm second in LEC right now, so I'm really thanks. There's a girl ranked in front of me, so I'm just going to try my best to stick with her and hopefully try to get an LEC title.
Congratulations, Christina, and thank you.
The team entered the regular season on a high note and looks to have a very strong showing in the Little East Conference Outdoor Championships at Fitchburg State this Saturday. And that will do it for this week's Sports Update. For more info on Eastern Athletics, visit our website at GoWarriorAthletics.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at ECSU Athletics. I'm Ryan Gable. Now let's send it back to Maggie and Connor.
Thanks, Ryan. That's it for this week's show.
Thank you so much for joining us. To keep up to date with all things ETV News, be sure to follow us on Instagram at ETVNews_ and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Eastern CT Television.
Also, make sure you like us on Facebook at ETV News ECSU. And if you have any ideas for things you would like to see on the show, email us at etv@my.easternct.edu. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Maggie Shaws. We'll see you next week, Eastern.